Greetings, YouTube. As I've mentioned in the past, I work at a factory, and I make it a point at the end of my shift to make sure that all the things that I used up during my shift to make parts, usually rubber, sometimes aluminum, steel parts, components, I make sure they're all stocked up so that the next person that comes in is all ready to go when they start their shift. It isn't always the policy of everybody to do this, but I have a work ethic that is most easily explained in one sentence. Don't screw the next guy. And it's a philosophy I've lived by for years. I firmly believe in living what you think should be done. Lead by example. So when I leave, it's all ready for the next guy. Doesn't matter what the place looks like when I get there. When I leave, it's ready for the next person. I've seen a disturbing trend recently in America that can be best summed up by the sentiment, I've got mine, screw you. And the two best examples I can think of are same-sex marriage and Medicare. There was a time in America when people of racial minorities couldn't marry a Caucasian person. It was illegal. It began to change state by state until in 1967, with the Loving versus Virginia case, it was deemed unconstitutional. And suddenly, people of racial minorities could marry Caucasian people across the entire nation. Today, in the 21st century, I've seen a disturbing number of people that belong to racial minorities preventing the gay community from sharing those same rights, from getting the right to marry in a completely equal relationship that they earned back in 1967. And it really is best summed up by the concept, we've got our rights, screw everybody else. The second case I can think of is Medicare. A lot of elder Americans are all upset because they're afraid that Obama's health care plan is going to adversely affect their Medicare plan. I've even heard people say things like, I want the government to keep their hands off my Medicare plan. Well, newsflash, elder America. Medicare is a big government, tax-funded healthcare system, and has been for 40 years. It is socialized medicine. It is what everyone in this nation should have, tax-funded healthcare. You know, just like every other civilized nation on the planet, like Canada, Britain, France, Spain, Korea. You know, civilized first world nations, where healthcare isn't deemed a for-profit concept, where people's lives are not bartered for money. But these elder Americans are actively helping to prevent everyone from getting what they already enjoy. You have it. Cool. I'm happy for you. Why are you going out of your way to preventing everyone else from getting it? It seems to me, again, to be that we've got ours, screw everybody else attitude. And I would love to know where that came from, because I don't remember it always being around in America. I remember a time when, at least in my mind, and I'm praying I'm not looking at the golden era syndrome that I often pick on people for, that wasn't always the case. That sometimes we actually tried to help each other, and not just in times of war. Because I think that everybody would be a whole lot better off if they applied my work ethic of don't screw the other guy.